the don't be a bitch is actually good advice. But there's one other thing, right? Part of it's biological. Go get your levels checked. Some of you have what's called hypogonadism. Some things in the environment are causing men to have lower testosterone levels in general.
Yep.
All of you need to check. If you're 25 years old and your total test is like 200, if you have an endocrinologist who tells you everything's fine, be like, hey, what if I want to fuck my girlfriend? No. Go to a TRT clinic. I'm not telling you to take TRT. I'm telling you to go to a TRT clinic, get that shit checked, and make sure they check your estrogen levels. When find out your estrogen levels are like over 100, you're like have estrogen levels higher than a pregnant woman. This is one of the reasons why you are going through her fucking phone. This is the reason why you don't have motivation after you got broken up. This is the reason why we didn't say this in the last one. But I believe men are self-deleting themselves because of low testosterone levels. I would love for someone to actually do a study on this, but it would be so immoral that nobody would ever do it. But I'd be willing to bet money that if we were to look at these dudes who took their own lives, that we would find testosterone levels, total tests in the 200s and the 100s. That's what we would find. Yeah. So guys, go out there and get those levels checked. Estrogen and testosterone. Don't let them just check your testosterone. Do that for me, please. And as you put on body fat, your body aromatizes testosterone, turns it into estrogen, and now you get more moody. You get the bitch tits. You get all this kind of stuff. So be careful, guys. Let's seriously get those levels checked. For some of you, there is no way to handle it. Whenever I have a client, he's 34, he's like, yeah, I don't know what the problem is. He's got this whiny ass voice. He's got this big bubble, like he's built like a fucking marshmallow, and then he has no sex drive, anything like that. I'm like, bro, I already know the problem is testosterone. I can't tell you to take tests. What I can tell you to do is go to a TRT clinic, get that shit checked, and they come back and he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm 35 years old and my total test is 200. Any endocrinologist who tells you that your total test is 200 and leaves you there without TRT, it should be a fucking criminal. That to me is negligent. So this is something, guys, for whatever reason, there's things in the stuff we drink and eat that's causing this. Rich Cooper talks about this a lot at the end of his book. So it's something you all need to get that checked. I promise you, at least a good third to a half of the guys who've been hitting you up with that motivation question, this is the reason why you're having motivation.
Can I chime in real quick?
Because some men want them emotional ass.
No, I had a job in urgent care. And there was a 22-year-old, and I overheard him, talking to the doctor. He was like a radiologist or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I got tested and I'm really sleepy and like my testosterone is low and I'm only 22 years old.
He's a radiologist. I'll bet you some of the radiation poisoning caused him to have testicular hypogonadism.
And I'm hearing him talk about he's tired and he has kind of like that little gay accent going. And I'm like, I've never heard of this before, but it's whatever's in our environment, modern day, in our food, in our water. They're trying to demasculate.
It could be purposeful. It might not be purposeful. I mean, there's other people that are like,
it's on purpose.
It's on purpose.
Testosterone also, you admit testosterone because you have to go through a struggle. Dr. Andrew Huberman, he talks about this. Testosterone makes effort feel good. Well, if you have no reason to show effort because you sit behind a desk all day and you're on your computer for whatever, your Twitch stream or whatever, your body's not going to produce excess testosterone, because if testosterone at high enough levels does become toxic, it filters out through your kidneys, your skin, and your liver, and it becomes a problem. But the reality situation is we don't live in an environment where we're so far away from the survival scenario that our bodies don't need excess testosterone. That could be one of the reasons.
Would you recommend like, hey, run in nature, like chase some bitches?
I mean, sure, that would work. By the way, the whole thing about the semen retention or whatever, if you don't have sex for 3 weeks in a row, actually testosterone does go up. But actually, if you have a lot of sex, your testosterone also goes up, but it doesn't go up quite as much. But I mean, that's the thing you guys have to understand. Here's another thing. For those of you kids who took anabolic steroids when you were in high school, please understand that now your endocrine system cannot go back and rebalance on its own. And that's the reason why your testosterone is low and you're 6 feet tall and you weigh 160 and you can't put on any muscle or body fat, is because your endocrine system has shut down. Those of you who took a little bit of Tren, a little Winstrol, a little D-ball when you were in 16, 17, 18, you screwed up your endocrine system. Go back to a TRT doctor and have that shit checked. I'm not telling you to take testosterone. I am telling you to go get that checked. It is very, very important. Testosterone and estrogen. If you have a doctor who does not tell you your estrol levels, fire him. Find someone who will.
Yeah, and one other thing I'll add to that is a lot of you guys don't sleep enough. If you sleep 5 hours or less, it's going to fuck with your testosterone. Eat a high-protein diet, lift weights, resistance train at least 3 times per week. Make sure that you sleep 8 to 10 hours a night, and you'll be amazed at how just those couple of habits right there are going to dramatically increase your testosterone. Sleep is one of like probably the most anabolic thing you could do outside of steroids. A lot of you guys don't sleep enough.
AKA lose some weight. AKA.
Yep, losing weight, get your body fat down, lift weights. Resistance training is huge, man. Having a high protein diet.